Hello, welcome back to this third clip. This is about the role of business enterprise. Before we get started, I think it's important just to say that the purpose of all products and services is to meet the needs of customers. Every business's purpose is to meet the needs of its customer. Whatever you might be doing, whether you're a charity, whether you're a multinational business, whether you're a tiny little market stall in a tiny little town, you've got to be meeting the needs of your customers. If you do that and your customers are happy and they're purchasing from you regularly, you may very well make a profit. A business or an enterprise is a person or an organisation with the purpose of producing goods and services to meet the needs of customers. That's all it's about. And a business might produce its own goods, or it might buy them from a supplier and sell them to the customers. Okay, so suppliers are businesses that sell supplies, products to another business. Okay, I have a friend who's looking into starting up his own business, selling computer components to people that are building computers and who need them for things. He's already found companies that sell computer components, and all he's going to do is he's going to buy those components himself. He's going to add value to them either through the way that he markets them to customers or the way that he helps customers and supports them in making the right choice of parts, and then he'll sell them to them. He hasn't started the business yet, but that's what he's going to do. So suppliers are businesses that sell supplies or products to another business, okay, and that business will then sell them to customers, okay, and that's not unusual. If you look into the history of Alan Sugar, for example, one of the first things he was doing on the market store where he started selling electrical goods was he was selling, I think he was selling television aerials that he'd sourced from a supplier and was selling direct to the customers. Because don't forget, for a customer, the convenience of the product being there in a shop or there right next to where they are might mean that they make the purchase from you rather than going and sourcing it from a supplier themselves. You're making it more convenient by having it right there where they are. Obviously, some businesses will take raw materials, labour and machinery, and they'll make products from supplies and then sell them to the customers. And then the customers and the consumers, you know, they're the people or organisations that buy the products or the services. And that's it. Those are the sort of the three main components, okay? If you're particularly enterprising and you're good at what you do, what you'll do is you'll add value to your products, okay? And that's what successful businesses nail better than anybody else. Adding value to products and services. And a business that can add value to its products is potentially going to sell more products and make more profits. And there's all sorts of ways you can add value. It can be about convenience, which I've just spoken about a moment ago. It can be about having a really good, unique selling point that, you know, makes your service or product better than other people's. Think about TV streaming services at the moment. You know, there's a plethora of them out there. Disney have launched one in the US. It's coming to the UK in March. You know, one of their unique selling points is there's an entire back catalogue of all of their content going back decades, as well as the fact that they bought Fox recently, and they've got huge back catalogues of their stuff as well. So their unique selling point is that they've got a lot of family-friendly content. They own Star Wars. They've got that. Nobody else, no other streaming service has got Star Wars on it, just the Disney one. And if you're a Star Wars fan, that's a unique selling point that might make you choose the Disney streaming service when it comes out in March over Netflix and Prime. You might leave one of those to subscribe to Disney. It might be a better design. Again, thinking about TV streaming services, it might be the user interface, the way that you present your content to your customers in an easy to find and an easy to view kind of way. It might be the quality. Amazon have a streaming service for music where there's an extra expensive tier. It's about £15 a month, but the sound quality is better. It's a HD sound quality, or that's how they branded it anyway, as being HD. Whether it's officially HD or not, you know, it's difficult to say. And then obviously there's branding. You know, there are companies that excel at branding things, and just purely by putting their name to the product, as Apple do with a range of different pieces of technology, they have the ability to charge more for it straight away, just because their name's there. And it might be about a greater speed of service. You know, it might be something as simple as, you know, if you're looking for a courier to deliver something, the courier that can do that quickly and efficiently for you is the one that you go for. Or if you're looking for It's difficult to come up with another example for that, but just it might be the speed in which you get your product or service. If you're signing up to something and it's instant once you've signed up, rather than having to wait a few days and that kind of thing. Make sure your product or your service stand out if people can access it immediately once they've signed up, rather than having to wait for something to come through the post, for example. So adding value is key. Okay, you've got the cost price of the product, and you want to sell it for more than the cost price, and that profit, that additional amount that you sell it for, you've got to convince your customers that your product is worth that additional amount. And to do that, you've got to add value in some of the ways that we've talked about in this clip to make sure that the product is worth the amount that you are asking your customers to pay for it. And if you get that correct, then you've absolutely nailed it, and hopefully revenue will go up and you'll start to make a profit.